This is the second presentation for this afternoon. We did one in the morning and I freshened up, got ready for the second one. The reason why we scheduled the training this way is because a lot of people were able to make it in the morning, whereas others were only able to make it in the afternoon. Some people ask, Obi, why you focus so much on training and development? Why do you spend so much trying to train optometric practices on things that they can do in elevating their practices? Why do you put so much effort? And it's very simple, actually. About 7 or 8 years ago, I used to work for a pharmaceutical company. And one of the things that used to happen when you join a company like the one that I had worked for before is the first week or two, you had what we call orientation week. And in orientation week, they literally telling you about the company culture, how the processes work, how the protocols, who's who. They tell you about the company in as much detail as they possibly can. Then thereafter, they let you go into the field with the other sales teams that are working in different territories. And what happens during this time is that you get to see how the different salespeople have strengths that are different from one another. What works in one territory is different from what works in another territory. And you get to see how they apply the knowledge that they have, which they got from the company. And so, for example, the company spends a lot of time investing in ensuring that you've got enough product knowledge. You understand how to sell the product. You understand product drawbacks. You understand that when you're approaching a 40-year-old or 40-year experienced practice owner who knows a lot of information pertaining to what works in his or her practice, is going to be different from the newly qualified optometrist who's trying to figure things out and they're not as clued up as the experienced one. The type of drawback or questions or objection that you're going to have pertaining to your product from the experienced one compared to the newly qualified one would be different. And so when we went through all that process, I was there for about 18 months or so. In that 18 months, we were trained probably every quarter or every second month on a full sales workshop or a full product training that we used to get from the company. And that gave us the confidence, that gave us that authority in our product that we needed, so that when we're standing in front of that particular individual, we know exactly how to win them over and how do we get that particular practice owner to purchase the products that we are selling, right? So then I find it very strange right now with regards to optometric practices that they spend millions of rands on optometric equipment. They've got all these amazing products that they are selling in the practices. But the most shocking thing that I've discovered with optometry practices, not all of them, some of them, is that they don't spend as much time training their teams on the products, on the equipment, on how to sell. How do you communicate with Ntate Chabalala would be different from how you communicate with Mrs. Van der Merwe. So all of those was a problem for me when I was in practice. And so we do all of this to ensure that practices all over the world have been given enough opportunity to take advantage of communication, to take advantage of different strategies that they can apply. Especially now, think about it this way. We're all having to navigate through this difficult pandemic, finding new revenue opportunities that our practices can engage on. Everyone is getting online. Everyone is using digital media. And so how do you distinguish yourself in the midst of everyone doing the same thing? So this is why we do what we do. And so this afternoon, we're talking about innovative communication skills. And this topic is applicable to both optometric business owners as well as the staff that they have employed in their optometric practices. So I'm looking forward to having multiple practices joining us in this webinar because it's very practical. The feedback that we got from the morning was that we indicated specific tactics that are relevant to different types of optometric practices. So if you're still wondering whether or not you should join this webinar or not, go onto the platform that this webinar is on and join right now. And get in touch with us. You still have a bit of time. Get in touch with us now. Send us a message. We'll send you the direct link so that you can partake in this great webinar that we're about to have. And it's a series of webinars. we have collaborated with BBGR and we're doing about 9 webinars over the next few weeks actually, in ensuring that optometric practices get the strategies, the solutions, the tactics that they need in order to operate at the highest level of excellence and revenue growth. So basically what I've just done now, that's my energy. That's how I pump myself up. You know, probably now I'm tired. It's been a very long day, but I know that once we start and we press record, we operate on a whole other level, because I understand that people that are going to be logged in, some of them are coming in high-end or high-earning environments. Others is just an optometrist with 2 staff members. We've thought about all of that. And so the solutions that we're going to be providing all of you right now are very practical and easy to implement. So, you know, this is what we do. This is what we do. I'm excited. I just have to, you know, I did this video just to show people that, you know, a lot of times you see the end product, but you don't really get to see what goes behind the scenes. And so this is my behind the scenes, you know, making sure my station is right. I've got 2 laptops in front of me. How do I ensure that I don't go around saying, it's a difficult thing. I have to go through that. My tone of voice is different for most people. I'm very shy, believe it or not. And this is the type of stuff that I try and do all the time in pumping myself up, making sure I'm getting ready. And we're going to deliver an excellent webinar in the next few minutes. We're about 30 minutes away from the webinar starting, and already I'm seeing people logging on and getting ready to just not miss out on this wonderful webinar that we're about to have. And so make sure to follow us on social media. Check out our website. We've got fantastic products and services that we are rendering online that are there for you, the optometry business owner, to take advantage of. So I look forward to this webinar, and let's go. I think it's time now.